It is May 29th, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, djoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A frantic Friday, but a fabulous Friday. It's nice in the city of Toronto. Can't complain. Not a cloud in the sky, and it's sunny and beautiful. So summer is presumably here. And Jeremy Lambert is also here. How you doing, buddy? Presumably. I mean, you're the visage. You're here.
Here physically, mentally, different story. Zach, I hope you're doing well. I'm tired of this team in Game 6, man. Every single Game 6 over the past 2 seasons. Tired of it. That's all I got.
I understand. I had to watch TNA last night, so sorry. I mean,
I would have rather watched TNA.
That is a steep comment. You saw my notes.
Yeah, I would have rather watched that. I mean, TNA, at least I can just turn my brain off and not be happy or angry about. I can just enjoy whatever part. There was nothing enjoyable last night. I had no joy in there. I could have found something humorous in TNA at the very least. I could have laughed at Keith Jardine getting hit by George Iceman, like that, or the concierge or whoever the hell hit him. Like, I could have at least laughed at that. There was no humor in what I watched last night. I walked the streets for an hour and a half after the game. Did not run into the cops this time.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was done after the third quarter. It was pretty over after the third quarter, so got our talking time early. Myself and Sammer, but yeah. It sucked. Shut up, Louie.
That will happen, by the way. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, I went to the dentist yesterday. The dentist also cut my hair.
Oh, okay.
No, I went to the barber afterwards because I really had been waiting for that. So I got a chance to do that. It's been a busy week, but we're getting through it. We got it, and hopefully everyone's had a good week as well as we kind of wind towards the end of it, and there's plenty happening. SmackDown is on at a reasonable hour if you use a VPN, which I highly recommend. You can watch in the afternoon because they're in Spain. Where are they? The rain in Spain is bringing SmackDown on at an earlier hour. Either way, you can do that. And there's the AAA show on Saturday and Clash is on Sunday. Cresta and I are doing the post show for Clash in Italy. So get ready for that on Sunday if you want some fun conversation around a Clash in Italy that might be paint by numbers, maybe not. We'll see. We'll talk about it. And of course, AEW Collision is this weekend on Saturday. It's a live episode. You got 2 hours and enough going on that people will have what to watch and we'll have what to talk about come main channel Monday. And that will be fun. We also today have Joe Coffey joining us. He was supposed to join us yesterday, and I happily, not so happily, mistakenly, but happy accidentally omitted him from the rundown on yesterday's show. And it turned out to work in my favor because today he'll join us. His plan is to be here at, do we say 11 or 11:30? 11 o'clock. So we're going to talk to him about all the things you didn't talk to him about yesterday. What are those things? I don't know. I wasn't listening yesterday. Did I miss anything juicy yesterday in your conversations with SP3?
I don't remember yesterday's show. Joel.
You did 2 shows. Makes it even worse.
I don't remember either of the shows. I don't remember much of anything. I slept terribly, as I always do after a loss. I woke up with a headache. I had a terrible dream that wasn't even the reality that I went through last night. I had a dream last night. This is garbage. I had a dream last night about hockey because I don't know, like, my team got swept in hockey, so why not make it worse to dream about my team doing bad, because it can't get any worse than being swept. I had a dream that, like, we were up 1 with like 3 seconds remaining on the face-off, which was in our own zone, and the puck drops and the buzzer sounds and I'm celebrating of like, oh, we won, like, yeah, let's go and everything. And then come to find out the other team scored to tie the game, and then like I don't know how the puck went in. I have no idea what happened. even my dreams are fucking with me at this point of like, ha ha ha, ha ha, lol. Even in your dreams, we're going to have your team lose in heartbreaking fashion because then we went on to lose in overtime. I'm miserable.
I fell asleep late and woke up early. That's all I got. I didn't have any dreams. Woke up in the middle of the night to pee. It's about as good as I can get you.
Okay.
Wow. Rare Beast is saying you talked about me again.
Yeah, Jensen. That was one. Jensen wanted to spotlight your feud with Matt Hardy. I was like, I got nothing to add. I've talked about this enough.
I think I put it to bed at this point, at least publicly. I said I gave my thoughts on my post show last night. So if people are really interested, you can go watch the TNA post show. It's at the end. So there you go. But I like I said, put it to rest publicly. Okay, great, wonderful. What else do we have to do? We just have a bunch of shows upcoming and not a lot to talk about. It's fun watching Mance Warner get over on Ring of Honor, by the way. Everyone's, talking about his promos and talking about his matches. Of course, he showed up on the buy-in, and I'm just sitting here being like, hey, remember when Mance was in TNA and nobody knew and nobody cared? And it just proves the point that, once again, TNA Creative has absolutely no idea what they're doing because that's what this is. It's amazing watching Mance get to be Mance, get over organically. And like, you can argue, yeah, it's Ring of Honor and it's not like a million people are watching it, but like the people who are watching it are broadcasting and signal boosting his content. And it's ridiculous. And I just like, sometimes it just makes me, it doesn't make me mad. I don't think wrestling makes me mad. It just annoys me that I get to like, I was watching this guy on the shows that I cover. And now it's like, I'm happy for him, but I'm annoyed at TNA for dropping that ball so much. Because Mance is great.
Yeah. I mean, I like Mance. I thought he could have done a whole lot more in TNA. I thought they should have done more with him in TNA, and they didn't. They didn't do anything with him in TNA. No.
They told him to paint his face, and then maybe that'll get him over. Because Dreamer is obsessed with the Road Warriors. You look like a Road Warrior. You should paint your face like a Road Warrior.
Oh, yeah, they did do that weird thing where he, like, painted his face and stuff. That was...
For all we know, that was Mance, like, wanting to try it. And, like, sure, that's fine. But, like, didn't add anything. It was still Mance. And it should have been just Mance doing Mance the whole time. But, yeah, I'm just... like Jules is saying, like, you're happy and you're enjoying it. And you should, because Mance is great. And I'm celebrating his success as well. Just the TNA reviewer in me is just like, man, I really wish I was talking about him more on the show that I get to do. And it really does prove the point that TNA continues to drop the ball on a lot of talent. Like Harley Hudson was another good example I brought up yesterday, because she's another one who has the look, she has the ability, she has a lot of what could get over in the Knockouts division. And they're only now starting 18 months after they brought her in from the Gut Check Challenge. And like, they had the visa issues, sure, but like every time they brought her in, they were putting her in a tag team and hoping that would be enough. But now they're finally doing something. And by the time her contract's done, she's probably going to walk away if she has that ability, because she's moved stateside, according to them. So unless they're going to start using her and making her a thing, this is another talent that stands to be lost in the TNA shuffle. But she had a good match last night. That was, that's the best I could say right now about Harley, because otherwise she just kind of shows up once in a while for TNA.
I got nothing to add on the TNA talk.
Well, unfortunately, there isn't much else to do. So just leave a thumbs up on the video, okay? If you leave a thumbs up on the video, that goes a long way. It supports us here on the channel. You can subscribe to us too. Hit the button. It's free. You'll like it, I promise. Rob and Maggie are on at 3 o'clock on Fridays. You've got Coast to Coast with JPJ and Collins on Sundays, and of course the Spotlight with Jeremy and Steven Jensen on Thursday evenings. And we're here, myself, Jeremy Lambert, SP3, some version of the three of us. We're on in the mornings of Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern till, who knows, sometimes noon, sometimes 12:30, sometimes 1:30. But usually lately it's been like, let's cut this off at the reasonable hours. Let's just put a pin in it. Although I guess we do 2.5 hour shows a lot these days. Yeah,
usually 12:30, it feels like nowadays.
Seems bad.
Yeah.
Because we don't have commercials to intersplice in the middle.
Yeah.
It's just us talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you can donate a super chat any amount, get your question or your statement read on the air, and supports all the people I mentioned on this channel, excluding Jeremy Lambert. Because he does a lot of other things. But I mean, if we make enough, eventually Jeremy's going to cut himself in. I expect you to cut yourself in at one point.
I mean, maybe, but probably not anytime soon.
Fair. Let's start doing memberships. And what people will get with those memberships, I don't know.
I know we've talked about that before, and like, yeah, we used to do Worst of the Weeds and stuff. Like, it's not that I'm ever lacking for ideas on what to do. It's that I'm lacking for time on
Yes, that little thing nobody has, and that's time, because we do our show live and then we have other stuff to do. And unless we start outsourcing most of our work, we are where we are.
Yeah, and like picking up basketball work has kind of really killed my time, because that's an extra like hour and a half, 2 hours of like work that I have to do that I can't dedicate to, elsewhere. But it's guaranteed money, and I gotta take guaranteed money. As much as I would like to continue to pour myself into this channel and everything, I do what I can with this channel, and I've slacked during the playoff season. I already know that, and I'm not apologizing for that. The playoffs are over on Saturday, so I'll pick back up on certain things. But yeah, the basketball work kind of kills a lot of afternoon time for me, to where I don't have the capacity after I'm done with everything, because I'm effectively working like
I get it
15 hours a day.
Yeah, it's a busy time, but one day we'll figure out. It's not going to be a Patreon. It'll probably just roll out to YouTube members. Last time a Patreon was started off of this channel, it's its own entity now.
Worked for some people.
It did actually work for some people. Good for them. Oh man. Yeah, that's kind of where our brain's at. But yeah, what are we going to talk about? What do you want to talk about, chat? Tell us. What do we want to get into within reason? I hear that SmackDown announcements are actually happening because the show is on in a few hours, so they have to actually get ahead of it. It's very funny how they're doing these announcements now, even though if they technically talk to the USA-based audience, and USA is still airing the show in the evening. So like they're just kind of being like, hey, this is what you could see now that we're going to be on Netflix internationally. So I just thought it was very funny that this forces their hand a little bit in a way that you don't expect from WWE.
Wait, say that again?
It's funny watching WWE say matches that they have for SmackDown well before the time that they would normally tell you they have matches for SmackDown, because again, SmackDown is airing in the US at its normal time. It's not airing early.
Yeah.
So they could have just held off and announced matches at their normal time at like 2:00 and gotten away with it. But because now they're catering to the international crowd for some reason, because they're international for 2 weeks, they feel like they're going to push them out earlier.
No, they do this every international show. They announce them like still, because usually they do the announcements around 11, 12 o'clock. And they do the same thing with the international show. Is they'll make the announcements around 11, 12 o'clock, and sometimes even like 1, which is 2 hours before, or an hour before the international show. They really don't switch anything up on the SmackDown stuff. The Raw stuff, since Raw is live in the US, yes, they'll switch it up. But the SmackDown stuff, they really, because I remember, I've covered plenty of international SmackDowns, and legitimately they would be making announcements like after the international show has aired. And I'm like, we don't need to cover this. We've literally already covered the show, or we're in the middle of covering the show. So they really don't switch anything up with the announcement stuff. Like, they've announced so far the Axiom and Miz, which they announced last week, and then they're like, hey, Cody's going to speak and Jade's going to speak. Like, those aren't true announcements. Let's be honest. Like, oh boy, the people wrestling at the pay-per-view on Sunday who are already here in town because of SmackDown are going to speak. Like, shocker on that. So no, they really don't change like their strategy or anything with these international SmackDowns.
That's good to know. You know what I do want to know is actually, this is a very good point. Who was the pasta making guest? Who did this? Who was the superstar that made pasta with the fans? That's what I'm waiting on. I put it out on Twitter. I was like, who was the pasta making guest in the Italy WWE hospitality gimmick? That's going to go over a lot of people's heads. Someone who has $11,500 probably going to answer that tweet. Where's Green Shirt Guy? Someone tweet Green Shirt Guy. Somebody tweet that guy. Let's find out. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care how you got the tickets. I just need to know who did you make pasta with, and why was it Danhausen? Is it Santino? WrestleVotes yesterday did note that there was a creative pitch for Santino to take part at the Clash in Italy, to which the eyes rolled to the back of my head and I had a stroke. And then when I came to, I said, I don't think it's happening. But stranger things have happened, and that will be that. Someone saying it was the dude on WrestleMania commentary. It was the scrap guy, not Adam Pearce, not Scrap Iron. It's the other guy, the scrap grifter. He's the guy who gets to make the pasta. He was a featured talent on WWE programming. It would work.
Yeah.
Still don't know who it could be. I'm glad you recovered from your stroke. It was very quick. Someone said Santino Marella, and I had an out of body experience. And then I was like, oh, I gotta watch him later on tonight too. So that's another reason for me not to survive this. Yeah, if they made Santino make pasta with WWE fans, that would be just hilarious. You get to make pasta with Nick Hogan and they revive Mania. They would make it into an integration too. That would be my favorite.
Yeah, they bring back the Hogan pasta maker thing. Those things got to be worth like a lot of money at this point, right? Let's go to eBay.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's
check.
eBay.
Yeah.
The Hogan pasta.
Hogan pasta mania. Are you looking this up?
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna share my screen for this one too. Keep in mind, I am in Canada, so let's see what happens.
Are you going to dox yourself with this eBay page?
No, because I'm not signed in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, this is going to suck. Hulk Hogan pasta maker. Hulk Hogan versus...
Maybe they don't have it.
There you go.
I'm just going to Google it.
What if I just make Hulk Hogan pasta? Title belts. Real American beer. It's an empty collectible can.
Did he not release like an actual pasta maker?
I don't think he did.
Oh, well, that's not helpful then.
I think it just had the store.
Oh, well, then what are we supposed to buy if he didn't have like an actual pasta maker?
Well, maybe this is the time when they should have started doing a pasta maker.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan pasta maker. Pretty sure they didn't. It was just the store.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Like...
Yeah,
we can't buy the store.
Well, not anymore. It's closed down.
Yeah.
It was 1995. It's been, 21 years.
Yeah, so...
It's been 31 years.
I think they missed out on not making like an actual pasta maker for Hogan.
21 years. I'm not good at math.
The Thunder Mixer. Did they release the Hogan Thunder Mixer? Was that a thing?
I'm sorry. What is this?
Yeah, I remember Hogan like telling the story because I remember writing about this of
the George Foreman thing.
Yeah, the George Foreman thing. He's like, I missed the call, brother. Had I made the call, I would have had the George Foreman grill.
Okay, so
instead I got stuck with the pasta or Thunder Mixer bullshit.
So the Thunder Mixer, people are selling it for honestly as low as $20. Here's a new one.
Buy that.
No. Share this tab instead. Hogan Thunder Mixer.
Yeah. Let's buy it.
Ooh, $19 with the coupon code.
Well, look at that.
You get 5% off with code CHAMP26.
We should buy this.
So I just get this one picture. Oh, hold on. There we go. No, don't want to zoom it out there. There's Hogan on the back. There's the box. Look, what is this? It's just a mixer, like a vitamin mixer. It's a magic bullet.
Yeah, it's a magic bullet, essentially.
That seems awful.
We should get it, though.
I'm not spending $20 on this.
Coward.
You buy it, and you can expense it.
All right.
If they let you. I'd love to see Jimmy see that and just be like, why did they buy this? He'd be like, I want it in my collection first.
Yeah. It's $19. I mean, that's worth it.
Yeah,
for all your special vitamins, brother.
Yeah, special vitamins. Arsenio would be wondering what's going on there. He's still around. I keep watching these videos with Arsenio like 20, 30 years later explaining why he did things he did on the show.
Yeah.
was like the one with the there was one about a guy who represented the gay community who was like, why don't you have
The gay community.
Thank you. It's like, why don't you have more LGBTQ people on your show? And he's like, brother, this person, that person. He's just naming all the people that's been on Arsenio and being like, I am an ally of the gay community. Like, what are you doing? I think he wanted like Harvey Milk specifically. He wanted someone specific on the show. It's like, he's got nothing to promote at the time. And it's like, so when he has something to promote, I'll bring him on. Yeah, and just watching those reactions are ridiculous. But yeah, Arsenio reacting to Hogan would be great. Well, he's dead now, so not Arsenio. Hogan. It would be funnier if he's just like, Arsenio's like, oh, he's dead, so good for him.
Good for him.
In some
LOL, dead.
DED. Oh man, yeah. Anyway, that's that ate up 5 minutes of our time. What other stupid wrestler branded apparel is there from the years?
I feel like
I know, but like, what's the really like popular stuff that you'll never find anymore?
Wrestling wise?
Yeah, wrestling wise.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh man, wrestling crossover. What do we call this? Products? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I mean, obviously action figures. Oh, here we go. Shut up. Hulk versus Hulk. Yeah, that's not very. No. Slaughter on G.I. Joe. No. Leno. No. KFC and WWE. No, that was pretty on the nose. Although they did the match. That was great. Oh, the Attitude drinks. Phil Collins versus the Ultimate Warrior. I am a fan of that. Chucky and Rick Steiner. Oh, the Kiss Demon. That's special, but you couldn't buy the Kiss Demon. Couldn't buy these. You
couldn't buy Del Torborg.
I mean, some people could, but I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Hogan Kids chair. Excuse me. What is this Hogan Kids chair? What is this?
You could sit on Hulk Hogan.
I don't. I mean, you could do that at most WWE pay-per-views back in the day if you paid enough money to sit in the front. Yeah, I don't see any of these. The Coco Beware office paper cutter board does not exist. What is the WWE Attitude drinks? I do not remember these. I do a search and it's just Prime. And it's like, yeah, fair. Logan Paul out here being like, I'm going to drink my Prime drink and it's going to bring me back faster. Don't take me the wrong way when I say this, but I'm sure people will. I hope it takes him a little longer to come back and then he gets to go back to that Prime tweet and be like, well, maybe not, LOL. And then we get to sue him because we don't actually heal faster with his Prime.
Wow. Okay.
Come on, react.
I don't.
Energy drinks named after WWE wrestlers. That's what the Attitude drinks were. I don't remember those things. I have a Hulk Hogan signed NWO flag. Oh, he's dead now. So technically I could sell it finally.
Yeah, you could probably get some money.
I'd have to find it. The thing is, Hogan signed everything. Yeah. Everything and anything.
Is it legitimately like his signature?
Yeah, it's been authenticated. It is his.
Okay.
I think it's actually in this thing behind me, this cupboard. But yeah, I got it. And my not so joking joke was I was going to donate the proceeds to the NAACP. I was like, well, I kind of probably would because I don't need the money that would be coming from this from whoever buys it. Stacker 2, I remember the Y2J Stinger or the YJ Stinger. The JVC Kaboom. These were all just like they promoted segments. Yeah. Right? It's like lugs. They do the boot of the week.
Yeah, you can get your Skittles, juicy, fruity. You see how mad Jim Ross was that he only got to call one match and he didn't even know one person in the match.
Brother, he wasn't just mad about that. He was mad about his whole trip to New York by the time.
Yeah, he was CM punking this whole thing of like, why the hell are you getting me on a flight for Saturday morning when the show isn't until Sunday? Dude, he's so mad about this shit. It rules.
Well, sometimes it's just nicer to keep your mouth shut about certain things. Not me, not Jim. I'm talking about me because I have things I want to say. I feel bad for the fact that like he was brought in early because that shouldn't have happened. Like they should have planned that a lot better. People should have been talking between AEW and Jim or whoever represents him about how they were doing this. For all we know, we're going to hear that like, yeah, we spoke to Jim and he said, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just put me on whatever flight.
So let me set this up. So let's be fair to Jim Ross's comments here.
Yes.
He said, it was not a good travel weekend for me. I was supposed to get picked up Saturday morning at 6 a.m. I'll have a chat with my travel guy regarding that matter. Why would you fly me at 6 in the morning for a Sunday night show? It makes no sense. I'm not 17 anymore. Anyway, we had the alarm set. My driver was going to pick me up, and all of a sudden I fell. I hadn't fallen in weeks, so I fell, busted my ass away from the phone. I don't know how you do it. That's got to be a way, I guess, just to put it in my pocket. I don't know. If it hadn't been my phone, I could have gotten a little help. As a result of that, I missed my flight. So unfortunately, he fell and missed his flight. But he got to his room on Saturday night. He said he laid in bed, relaxed, and my back was going to go out on me. So now I'm in the hotel room with my back out and I can't function. It's a horrible experience. And then he talks about his contract and how his contract is I think coming up in like August. And yes, he got to call one match. Here's his quote on the calling one match. Let me pull this up. He said, I only called one match. If I had known I was only going to call one match, I probably would have talked to Tony Khan about that. I'd have liked to work another match. I'm not complaining. I guess I am complaining, but I'm not hell-bent. I sure miss doing that. So, I mean, look, I don't like disagree with Jim. Like, you're going to bring this dude in. Like, he's old. He's got a lot of health issues. He probably like doesn't need to be there, but if you're gonna bring him in, at least let him call a second match. Like, you're bringing him out there for 20 minutes. All of that work to do 20 minutes. Now, look, do I think he probably should have known at least one competitor or both competitors in the match he called? Yes, but if you're gonna bring him in, it does feel a little half-hearted to only have him do one match with all of that. This dude's old, man. He's frail with everything. Like, make it worthwhile for him to actually be there for this stuff. And like, if your response to this is like, well, Jim Ross doesn't add anything to the product, then they don't bring him in. Leave him at home. Let him be in that case. So I'm not like against what he's actually saying here.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, just there should be somebody handling him when he travels. I've seen him at WrestleCon with people helping him out, and like that should be the norm, honestly. Like, he'll tell you himself he's getting older, and I gotta watch the actual footage of him saying these things because I want to know how many times he lifted up and took a drag with a cigarette. But like, regardless, he needs the extra help, he needs the extra coverage, and whether or not that's coming in early, and if he does come in early, he needs someone to help him get there. It's like, you got to be able to plan for someone like this coming in. And in terms of like Reb and Survivor saying maybe he was meant to do more than one match, but it was so bad after one that they took him off. That's entirely possible. But I think if it was up to Jim, he probably would have enjoyed the tag match. Actually, maybe not, because it was kind of plundery, and he doesn't like plunder matches.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to call the I Quit match, though. That's the match he wanted to call, was Cope and Cage against FTR.
Because he knows and has a relationship with those four guys.
Yeah. I think if he was meant to call more than one and he got taken off the second, he would have said as much. Because it's not like they told him... I mean, maybe they did. I don't know. This is a question for Tony Khan. But I doubt they told him, hey, you're going to call two matches, and then after the first one, they're like, never mind. Like, we're going to take you off of that. Like, he would have probably complained about that. And I don't think they were, like, he got there and he's like, hey, you're going to call just this match, and then we'll see how it goes. They're saying, hey, we'll see how it goes, and then it didn't go well. Like, all right, we're not going to give him a second match after that. Like, I think he was just always planning to call one. And look, folks, I'm completely with you. Like, he popped me because he didn't know Kyle O'Reilly, and that shit was just funny how much Nigel wanted to punch him in the face. But like, it wasn't a good commentary experience for most people who don't have the humor and outlook that I do on these things. So I'm with you. he doesn't really add anything at this point. Like, obviously a legendary commentator, but he's disconnected from the product. He's disconnected from all of it, even though he reviews Dynamite every week, allegedly. So he's not necessary to be there. But if you're gonna bring him in, I would say give him more to do than just one match. That really seems like a waste of time for everybody. Honestly, like, why bring him in to do a 20-second thing or a 20-minute thing? Sorry, and when it's not going to add anything to your product. If Jim could still like get up for the moment and like rise to the occasion for the match and stuff, then okay, you can see how it's like, oh man, he makes this feel bigger than it actually is. But he can't do that anymore, and you're sticking him in a match that it's Moxley and O'Reilly. Like, it was a really good match, but it was the sixth most important match on this show. Like, it's not like it was, one of your top matches or anything. So it wasn't even like he was given the chance to be like, oh, let me enhance like Darby and MJF. Like, Jim Ross is here. This is a huge deal that Jim Ross is here for this. Oh yeah, it just feels like a waste of time for everybody from the AEW side and from Jim Ross's side.
Okay, so he's living in Florida now, and now they're
turned his back on Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, he has a condo in Jacksonville. Maybe he sold it by now, but he's got the Jacksonville condo, and he does still live in Oklahoma. Let's say he's still in Jacksonville. He goes to the Ring of Honor tapings. He is now doing commentary for Ring of Honor. They bring in Caprice and Ian for these things. So now it's a 3-man booth, and it's got to be live, and they do it. Next thing happens, Nigel McGuinness comes down, and he starts a whole feud and a whole program with Jim Ross, where at the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view, it's Nigel McGuinness and Jim Ross in a Pure Rules match. Now we're coming full circle. And that's how you finish off Jim Ross in AEW.
That's going to finish off Jim Ross in life, much less AEW.
Are you saying that Nigel McGuinness is not a safe worker?
I mean, I think Nigel's a safe worker, but I'm saying Jim Ross is old and fragile, and I'm pretty sure if he had to fall down multiple times or tried to do any type of work, it would not go well for him. So.
That's a Pure Rules match, though. So, they'd be a little more...
Okay, so he ain't bendable in that way either. It's not going to go.
JR can take the Tower of London.
Again, JR would be dead if we did any of this.
I'm thinking of the visual, and it's very funny. Scott's saying he did sell the condo and he's living in Oklahoma.
There you go. See?
That's fine. You can still bring him in. It's okay. Fragile mind, fragile ego, fragile body.
That dude is friggin' like 80 years old. How old is Jim?
He's got to be in his late 70s at least.
Jim is, according to Wikipedia, which
74.
is... Yeah. I mean, that dude...
I mean, he's also ran his body hard over the years. He's not exactly the beacon of health either.
Yeah, he's done a lot. He's had a lot of health issues. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Listen,
the man went through Bell's palsy. Like, he worked himself through the bone as well. He's had issues with cancer. Like, not making fun of that. I'm making fun of the fact that him and Nigel should have a match.
Yeah, he's gotta just let that man be. Like, let him
sit in his house, do his podcast, and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, let him live, and you don't need to bring him in for any of this stuff. Like, I don't really know like where JR fits in the wrestling landscape anymore. I don't think he does, honestly. Like, I don't think he can't be on the road every week. I'm not sure he can call full shows, and he could barely call a match. So I just don't think that like there's much for him to do. If you're gonna use him, I feel like maybe the best use of him is like some type of like pre-tape sit down thing. But then they had the that one where he just like stands there as who was like Kenny or Swerve or somebody was just getting like their ass beat, and they had that like shot of him just like looking on like, oh, what the hell's going on here? Like, I just don't think that. I just don't know like where he really fits at this point to like utilize him. I think probably a pre-tape is the best option for him. But man, sometimes I like listen to his podcast because there's like stories and stuff, and they do like legendary. I don't know legendary, but like they have him like watch matches that like he's never seen, and he like calls it as like a one-man booth. It's rough. Like, it's really, really rough. And like he doesn't add anything on his own podcast with that stuff. Like, so then you put him in like a live setting with two men to talk over him as well. It's just not good. Like, he was trying to do this like match. It was like Danielson and Joe from like years ago or something from like ROH. And like, if you were just like listening to this, you would have no idea what the hell was going on in this match. Because he's just like talking. He's not even like calling the action anymore at this point. It's just like talking. Oh yeah, I just don't know where JR fits anymore, unfortunately.
Nice. He fits in cashing in on his name. That's what it is. Do the podcast. Tell the stories. I don't think he needs to do matches from days of yore. He just time to just let Jim exist.
No, there's no way. It's definitely not more than one take. I think he does sometimes the podcast is live, right? Like for ad-free show subscribers and stuff. Like they do it like right after Dynamite a lot of weeks. That's why I said allegedly. Allegedly he reviews Dynamite. He watches Dynamite every week. But he doesn't know who Kyle O'Reilly is or like the story at all between O'Reilly and Moxley.
I was gonna say, part of me is like morbidly curious as to his opinions on the current AEW product, only because he used to be and still is employed by the company, but also like he was calling the action for them for several years.
He gives like, I listen to his podcast every now and again and for the stories and stuff, and like he gives his thoughts on AEW, but it's very like generic kind of stuff of a great match, Darby's really great, and he's doing a hell of a job, he's a hell of a kid, and then that's it. Remember when JR got people pissed off because he's like, why the hell are you like standing around and like doing these dives, and like Brandon Cutler was mad at him over this? That ruled. Jim Ross was right about that, by the way. Like, quit looking stupid doing this dive, waiting for everybody to catch you. That was hilarious, though.
Bless JR. I mean, at least he's one of those guys that I would listen to his opinion, because like I said, he still works for the company, still has ties, and he's being honest. But yeah, Ryan Lambert saying, been years since I listened to a Conrad podcast. Same thing, fair. It's just they're not for me anymore. I used to like Bischoff, and then they started going into talking about modern day stuff all the time and doing the upset new guy, and I was like, yeah, this is it. We're done. We're good. Same thing with like Tony's show. Tony Schiavone started going into his own little world, and it's entertaining for some, but he's just not as he's not for me anymore. So I moved on from Tony Schiavone's podcast.
Yeah, I only listen. I mean, some of these people are still like employed by major companies. So like, I don't really listen to Bischoff's podcast, although I had to listen to part of it this morning to get that NWO story. But I don't listen. I'll listen to Schiavone's sometimes because, again, he'll give AEW stuff. Jim Ross will sometimes give AEW updates. And I don't really listen to Jared's podcast because, as I've said a million times, like, I don't care about these people's like opinions on the current state of wrestling. You can tell me like cool stories. All right, I'm listening to that. Shivani a little bit different. At least he's with the company. Jim slightly a little bit different because he's with the company, even though he's not like there every week or anything. But I just don't care about these people's opinions on the current state of wrestling. I can't. It doesn't appeal to me. I like stories. I like hearing like the old school stories and like the stuff that you're not gonna hear from others because they don't have that kind of life experience.
I don't think Connie does any shows with women, does he?
No, I'm trying to think in history, has he done any?
Maybe guests as a third on a show, but never as a one-on-one, as far as I can remember. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, say it in the chat. But there you go. He's never done one with Medusa.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Medusa seems like she'd want to do a podcast. So, yeah.
Have you seen her movie? Have you read her book? Have you?
I interviewed Medusa once.
Did you?
Yeah, it was at an NWA show, actually.
Hey, look, the NWA getting more commentary from us than any other wrestling podcast.
Yeah, it was like Crockett Cup 2019.
Okay.
I think she was there. It was a good chat. Like, she's a very nice person. She tells the same Vince McMahon story, like Hall of Fame thing. It's very funny. Yeah, but it was fun, you know. She gave me like 20 minutes of her time. We just sat outside the venue and sat at like a little picnic table and everything. Like, what?
That sounds romantic.
She seems like very personable and everything. She was very nice to me. The fact that she gave me like that, like literally, like we were going and they had some like person come out there and like yell at me and her of like, we've been looking for you, we gotta go, we gotta like do this rehearsal thing. And she's like, oh my fault, like I've just been out, like all right, like 2 more minutes. And then so we had to wrap up after that. But it seemed like she would have been willing to talk for hours with me if someone didn't come out there and find her. You know, just someone from NWA. It's not like she is like a PR person who was like, all right, we got to wrap this thing up, like that was standing there the whole time or anything. But no, she was very nice to me when I talked to her 7 years ago.
Apparently she was doing Twitch for a while, which I guess makes sense. A lot of wrestlers were doing that, especially during the pandemic, and then Twitch kind of went by the wayside and people stopped streaming full time on there. At least the wrestlers did, unless your last name is Trinidad. Saye Kimatamo. Obsessed. I remember seeing Reddit clips of Shivani reading Mystical lyrics. Were you saying that's when the show peaked? That's when it happened, Louis, was when he was reading those lyrics? Because I understand it. Tony is one of a kind. Was he? What lyrics was he reading? It had to be "Shake Your Ass." That's the only Mystical song that would get Tony going, right?
Came into this world with my dick in my hand.
It's the best.
Don't make me leave with my foot in your speak cool.
Oh, that song is awful and great.
Shake Your Ass is great. Come on now.
Oh man, Joe Coffey is going to join us at about 10 minutes from now, talking about.
We'll ask him if he came into this world with his dick in his hand.
True. What are we going to ask this man? You're just going to ask him.
We'll ask him how you take your coffee.
That's true. How does one get on top of a Gallus Boy? Sorry, this is the wrong podcast for that question. Oh man, Shivani's interesting because as bad as commentary is now, he's a great podcaster. Yeah, well, he doesn't have to put his ear when he's doing his podcast. He doesn't have to worry about what he's saying. Yeah, the first question to Coffey should be, why didn't you show up yesterday? Oh God. Did you just freeze up? No, you're back. Okay.
I don't think so. I don't know.
You're here. Well, I'm definitely going to ask him about the Progress sale.
Yeah.
Damo and Nikki, they all came up together and working on the UK indie scene over the last few years, or so, or at least a year. So yeah, and I'd like to get his thoughts on that. And of course, we'll talk about the BT Sports studio working a wrestling show empty in a TV space again. Was it like World of Sport or was it better? And plenty more. We'll talk about NXT 2.0. We'll talk about what he wants to do in MLW, and we'll get there. I promise it'll be a fun interview. They always are. I haven't actually scaled his Instagram to pick out a photo, so maybe I
Wow.
have time for that.
You're behind here, Joel. You
Brother,
need to
I
get
am
on-
so behind today. Today
you
is
need to
just
get on that.
it has not been my day. It's something I wanted to do, but I didn't have time. Joe Coffey. I'm going to see if I can find something while I'm on the air here. This is what I've got. Folks, it's either this or we talk about TNA. What would you like to do? Okay.
Definitely not talking about TNA.
Well, you don't want to talk about Santino versus Stax?
I mean, you can. I didn't watch this show. Like, I have nothing to add to the TNA conversation. I didn't watch it.
They did the Champions Challenge, Jeremy. Remember the Champions Challenge the first time they did it?
No, but sure.
It was literally just all the champions in TNA in a mixed tag match against their opponents at upcoming shows. So whoever the number one contenders were, they were in this match. This year they decided we're going to do a men's and women's one. So all the men's champions versus their respective oh, look at that. We have to stop talking about TNA. Thank God now, because our interview guest is here and early, which I appreciate very much. If he's ready, he can get a thumbs up and we can get right to it. I'm going to wait for him to give me a thumbs up and then we'll get into this conversation when he's ready for us. Don't make me go back to talking about the TNA stuff. I think he froze.
Yeah, he does look frozen.
Yeah, we'll give it a second.
Okay.
Anyway, they made this really weird. Oh, do you have a poll question for today?
Will you come to my funeral on Monday?
Oh my God, stop it. It's my birthday on Monday. We gotta be a little happy for that.
That makes me want to do the funeral more on Monday, just to take away from your birthday. That's my last gift, is to just ruin your birthday by having my funeral on that day.
All right, we're not doing this anymore. I think Joe's unfrozen. He's with us. Are you ready to go? You get a thumbs up and we'll get moving on this. There we go. Folks, MLW Fusion, it debuts Saturday, May 30th, 6:05 Eastern on YouTube. It's on Veeps, it's on beIN Sports. You can catch it everywhere every Saturday. It's a 2-hour debut. And you know what? These guys, you're going to be seeing a lot of them. He's one of the members of Gallus, and you know him, the one and only Joe Coffey. Good morning.
Good morning, gents. How are we?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's coffee by name, coffee by nature. So I can't complain.
How do you take your coffee, Joe?
Just straight black.
Straight?
Anyone else, just straight up black. Anyone else who doesn't have coffee that way needs their head checked. You know, I'm a big Curb Your Enthusiasm guy, and I don't know if you ever seen the episode of Larry David when he goes in and he goes, "Give me one of the vanilla something. It's just a milkshake." I just like my coffee just straight up, no nonsense, just like me.
See, you're taking shots at me here. So I drink my coffee here, but I gotta have cream and sugar in it.
Right, log out the chat. Log out the chat. No, I'm only joking.
And they never saw him again.
I can't do straight up coffee. I just depending on the blend. Like if it's like a dark roast, absolutely not. If it's like a medium or light roast, like all right, I can kind of go with that. But no, dark roast, like straight, I gotta have something extra into it.
I think it came from, I remember having my first ever coffee, and I was like 16, and I had no idea. I went into a Starbucks and I went, "I'll just have a coffee," and they were like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I don't know, black coffee." And I drank it. I was disgusted at the time, and I went, "Well, I guess I'm an adult now." So I've not changed since. So
we're gonna do coffee time with Joe here on this show every single week, just reviewing different coffees. We're gonna open up your taste to different coffees.
As fellow interviewers, what do you think of this? I was thinking of starting a podcast called A Coffee and a Chat.
Okay.
Just different guests on, you know? You could be the first guest, guys.
Oh, you don't want to tank your podcast immediately by having us as the first guest. It'll be dead on arrival if we're the first guest. You gotta have someone of importance on this thing.
What are the guys you bring on when you're like out of content? When you
talk to us about the decision to join MLW. You got the match. It's going to be on Fusion this weekend. It's you and Mark against the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. But yeah, talk to us about the decision to join MLW this year.
Yeah, the Good Brothers versus the Good Brothers, literally. You know, the decision, the opportunity was presented to us, and obviously I've been very well aware of MLW for years, and it just seemed like a right fit at this time. You know, it's no strange fact that obviously we went through some stuff last year, and I wanted just the opportunity to get in and wrestle. You know what I mean? I got in this business to wrestle, and the roster that MLW has assembled is, you know, it will go against any roster in the world, not a problem. It's a great locker room, and it just seems like a perfect fit to go and continue playing our trade and our craft in. But I was very excited for it, and you know, I'm really excited for people to see the whole of MLW's work in the Fusion tapings, but personally ourselves as well, because we've got some really, really interesting and good stuff coming up.
You've been a part of a lot of different locker rooms, both on TV, off TV, on the independents in different parts of the world. What sets MLW apart to the point where you've made the decision to continue working with them in this capacity?
Everyone's hungry. You know, everyone's hungry, and I've always got a thirst to prove myself. You know what I mean? And sometimes in the recent couple of years, I feel as if I've taken a back seat at times. And that's just not something that I do. My work has spoke for itself. My promos have spoke for itself. So I just think, you know, everyone has a sense of hunger and just want to put on the best product that they can possible.
I'd have to ask about your training with The Rock a few years ago and how that came together and what it was like getting him back for really his first match in a decade with the rest of the Gallus boys.
Yeah, I mean, it was bizarro land, that's for sure. At a point, we got a text from Matt Bloom, and we got a good relationship with Matt Bloom, and I thought he was just winding us up and just kidding on, because he'll drop us a text now and then to do that. And he went, no, guys, I'm serious. We're sending you to LA to train The Rock. So it was just crazy. Like, and it was so inconspicuous. Like, it was just, I'm pretty sure it was like in a little warehouse just off of Compton in LA. And I was just like, this can't be the place. And we went in, and sure, there was a ring set up, and then big DJ comes in, and you know, he's got a presence about him, and he couldn't have been nicer. And we just went through what that match would be at WrestleMania, and it was him and Bobby Roode and Michael Hayes, and even Bobby Roode said, look guys, if you have any ideas, feel free to pitch in, which was very nice to have that respect as well, and have that opportunity, and also, you know, be trusted with such a task, because, you know, this is the main event of WrestleMania. This is one of, if not the arguably biggest star in the game. So it was nice just to be trusted in that. And again, I can't say enough good words about The Rock, because he was brand new, and he was very nice, super humble with us, and just made sure we had everything we need. And I've said it a few times, but like, even when we get back to Orlando, there's like $3,500 worth of the new line of Under Armour Project Rock training gear, cases of Terramana, a wee handwritten note, and we get paid on top of our salary. Couldn't really complain. It was great.
I was gonna ask as a follow up. Have you had the Terramana, and do you prefer the Blanco or the gold?
I like Blanco. I like a lighter tequila. But my missus, she's pretty much smashed the bottle of the the other stuff. She likes that stuff.
It's good tequila. I've had it, and I'm like, you know what? This goes down really smooth and everything. Like, I'm not endorsed by The Rock at all, and I'm like, I'm for this. This is actually really good.
Yeah, a little bit of ice, a squeeze of lemon, lovely. Or lime, sorry, lime.
I mean, now it's all about Don Gato tequila, because now we're in MLW.
That's true. It's actually, I've not had it yet, but maybe on Saturday when Fusion airs on Veeps and YouTube and BN Sports, I'll maybe crack a little Don Gato tequila, sit it there, put some ice in it, squeeze a lime, maybe a squeeze of orange in there, and sit back and enjoy.
You know what? Even better than that, wait it out until you're with Danny McBride. Wait until you're in the room with him and get him.
Would absolutely love that. he was at the Orlando show for the Battle Riot. I didn't get a chance to say hello, but I would love to meet Danny McBride. Massive fan of his. Massive fan.
We always love to ask, now that you're contractually obligated to love everything Danny McBride does, what is your favorite Danny McBride show, movie, whatever that you've seen?
I mean, Eastbound and Down's up there. It's it's great, but I'm pretty sure also Danny McBride directed one of the new Halloween franchise films. I'm certain of it because I remember seeing his name come up. So I remember oh, that's really cool. Like, he's doing different things. I like This Is the End as well, just because it's, that kind of bizarro world type thing of almost a Curb Your Enthusiasm type film. So I enjoy that.
See, I loved him in Hot Rod. That was my favorite with him.
Hot Rod's great as well. Tropic Thunder as well. You forget he's in Tropic Thunder as well. There's so many good films that he's been in.
I meant to ask, kind of as a follow-up to the stuff with working with The Rock, you mentioned that you were offered the ability to pitch ideas, spots, whatever, going for the match. Was there anything that you guys pitched that maybe you went back and you're like, oh, this made it into the match?
There was a couple of things, yeah. There was a couple of things. I'm not going to say what they are because I'm always going to leave people guessing, but there was a real pivotal moment in one that it's not like anything big, but it also is something big at the same time. And like the Rock was proper cool with us. Like, I think Mark had said something and he rolled out the ring, and then he came back in and he went, I've got this idea, and like we just started laughing, and he was like, that was your idea? And he was like, no, it was Mark's. It was really good.
It was when he threatened to. It was when he threatened to fire the referee if he DQ'd him, wasn't it? But that situation was just incredible. Like, even like Wolfie was on, like, it was a tag match. He was on the outside and he was like looking in, going, I think I'm having an out of body experience. Joe's about to be, given the people's elbow by the Rock. So, your theme in NXT, the Gallus theme, it's been compared to something you might see on like a truck commercial.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think when you heard that theme, and did you have like any input into this thing?
So it was Mark's WWE theme originally. I remember the first UK tournament, I came out to the worst entrance music. It was so slow and just it didn't make any sense for my character.
Oh, Def Rebel got his ass.
No, not again. It's okay. He'll come back in a second.
I've been cancelled.
Yeah.
He's back.
Sorry, Def Rebel, but your music sucks. I think I'll agree with the whole wrestling world on that as well. But apart from our theme, so it was Mark's theme originally because he wanted something that kind of sounded like Razor Ramon, that kind of that beat. So we just ended up using that, and the first incarnation of the tune, which actually isn't Def Rebel, is by a guy, Dominic Schwarzer, I think, and it's stock music. That one had a proper good beat, a good bass slap, and then when they changed it, it just wasn't quite the same. It was just off just a little bit, but we just lived with it. We're just like, okay, it's kind of similar, but I really did feel as if that entrance tune brought a bit of swagger to what Gallus was.
I was also curious about working BT Sports Studio for the amount of time that you did, doing pandemic wrestling and being in a space where nobody could react and you were working effectively to a cold room. What was that like compared to what you were used to for so long?
It's different. It is different. I will say this, the in-ring product of NXT UK in the COVID era was hands down the best professional wrestling on the planet at that time, and I will argue that point till the day I die. It made us become better professionals. We mixed, British style with a more modern approach. It was faster paced. It was more aggressive, and anyone who was watching it could hear how aggressive and how intense and how physical it was. So I really enjoyed it. It was a challenge, it was a challenge to keep moving because there was no crowds, there was no beats to react to. So you just constantly had to be moving. And for someone like when I'm in the ring, I like to talk a lot, like smack talk to my opponent. And, doing that in a faster paced style and keeping everything moving, you need to be physically fit for it. So it was a real good challenge. And that time during COVID was probably one of the best times I've ever had in wrestling. We had one of the best locker rooms. Everyone was on the same page. We were all together. And, we were basically all living together because we were in essentially an apartment complex down in London, because it was bubbles, the COVID bubbles. So everyone became a lot closer, and it was just it was one of the best times for such a real, somber and great period for the world. At least that was some good that we could do.
Speaking of kind of NXT UK, just the UK scene in general, your old pal Big Damo just purchased Progress himself, and Nikki Storm purchased Progress and Defy. What were your thoughts when you saw that?
It's actually kind of shocked, to be honest. I didn't, Damo kept that close to his chest, which I don't blame him for as well. Me and Damo have travelled all over Europe, up and down in cars and doing double shots everywhere. So, it was cool to see. And, we have a history and a friendship. So, in fact, Damo was one of the people who also brought me into the wrestling business. He was one of the trainers. It wasn't by choice, but he was one of the trainers at the first wrestling school that I went to. So it was really cool to see, and it's going to create opportunity. Damo and Nikki both have really good business heads and wrestling heads on, so that's a win-win for me. And I've worked for Progress a bunch, before I signed with WWE, so who knows? Progress was always a really good time as well, and good fans, and produced some great matches, and they've done some amazing things as well, along with the other companies in Europe, like ICW, OTT, Rev Pro, WXW in Germany. There was so many.
So before we let you go, we have a game that we like to play on this channel. It's called Partner Promo Punch in the Face, where I give you 3 names, and you tell me which one you want to partner with in a tag match. You want to promo with one-on-one in the ring with a microphone. Which one you want to punch in the face and have a singles match with.
Okay.
You ready for this? All right. The names are Dijak, Killer Cross, and our pal Big Damo. Partner, promo, punch in the face.
Well, I'll go partner with Damo because we actually had a short-lived tag team in the UK called the Bravehearts, where we just painted our faces and wore kilts. So I can go for that. Promo, I will say Killer Cross, because I think that's one of his fortes, and I think we could also have a really good verbal battle as well as a battle for that gold he's got round his waist. Because as the Gallus boys like to do, we like to leave a mark and take the big score. And someone I haven't had a chance to jump in a ring with on a show would be Dijak. I think he's incredibly talented and a very, very good professional wrestler. So I'd love the chance to jump in with Dijak as well.
I love it when people give the answers that actually include some sort of thought, because we've had people just throw out names and just be like, this guy, and then that's it. You actually give them, appreciate it. It's been called.
There has to be, like everything in professional wrestling, there has to be reasoning behind it. That's one of my ethoses.
Well then, okay, now I'm stuck because now I actually have to ask it. We were talking to Trevor Lee earlier this week, and something I've been asking a lot of wrestlers during my interviews is about car ride epiphanies, car ride conversations, things like that, because wrestlers, you spend a lot of time in the car. And what are the things, maybe when you were starting out, or maybe as you've gotten more, spent more time on the road, those conversations in cars that you remember and that stick with you, that have kind of driven you through your wrestling career?
First of all, shout out to Trevor Lee. Incredible performer as well. Someone else who I'd like to punch in the face and get in the ring with. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. But there's been so many. It's the thing about the car rides are any car I've been in is just constant laughter. And there's been times where my cheeks and my face have been so sore from just some of the stories and things like that. There's not any one standout moments, but I feel as if, car rides are such an important part of professional wrestling. Like, I'm a big Kevin Nash fan, and I could listen to him talk about car journeys and all that and how much he learned and things like that, because it's kind of like where learning's done, because if everyone's watched the matches that night, you can bounce things off. Like, oh, what did you think of that? And then, like, normally the car rides I'm in, our nature as Scottish people is just straight to the point, going, that was crap, by the way, never do that again, don't do that again, that was rubbish, blah, blah, blah. So you get to learn, and it's a good, I would rather talk to the people who I've spent time with in locker rooms than go on and listen to what Twitter's telling me, because a lot of the times these people haven't laced up a pair, they don't really get it. And I get, wrestling is subjective and it's everyone's taste, but the people in the know can tell you the best advice for you.
Who controls the music in the cars when you guys aren't talking?
It just depends. Normally, we always take like a rota.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've always got playlists for things and stuff like that. So, it could just be anyone. As long as you've got a decent taste in music, you know what I mean. Like, and I've got a collective taste, so I can be a fan of anything. So, normally who's on the passenger side? On the front, I'll get
really?
Passenger side, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Passenger
See,
side.
I'm always curious about that, because I'm someone who, like, drivers got to control the music. If I'm driving, I want to listen to what I want to listen to. I can't listen to whatever you want to listen to when I'm the person who is protecting us in this car here. So passenger seat is interesting. We might have, if we ever drove together, Joe, we might have a battle if I'm the one driving, because I got to control the music.
The music has to suit the mood of the car, so I feel as well. If it's just a chilled out thing, maybe some just nice chill. If everyone's amped up, it could be, it could be anything. So it has to suit the mood of the car. And of course, if the driver, if he's falling asleep on a 5-hour car ride, we're not going to play ASMR rain sounds or anything like that.
How do you feel about Taylor Swift? Because that's what I'm putting on if I'm driving.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan. And it's not, I think, I'm an incredible artist, but it's just not my style of music. I'm not, I don't know. I can't get into it.
Burying my coffee, burying my musical choices. Jeez, Joe, what happened to us? I thought, thought we'd come on here, have a nice chat, and then just at war immediately and at the end.
In saying that, if we're driving and you stick it on, I bet you I know every song though, and I'll sing along. I'll sing along. So
everyone does. Well, we appreciate you. Oh, go ahead, Joel.
I fully understand the passenger seat it's one of the most important parts that's not driving the car, because you're navigating, you're keeping the driver, awake and alert. They should be picking the music, but it's also collaborative. It is based on the mood of the car. No, both answer. It's true, man. It's true. I have been the navigator on long trips more often than I like to admit, and you got to find ways to keep everyone happy and keep everyone engaged. Or sleeping.
You've got variation. I think you've got in variation. I think if we were listening to Taylor Swift for 5 hours, like after an hour, be like, right, let's change it up a little bit here. Get that shuffle on.
Yep, that's the way to do it.
5, 6, 7 hours of Taylor Swift. That's what she's got, a deep catalog. We're listening to all of it.
I know, but she does. To be fair, she does. Yeah.
Well, MLW's got a deep catalog for you, and it's going to start with the return of Fusion this Saturday. It's May the 30th, 6:05 Eastern over on YouTube. It's on Veeps as well as BN Sports. The BN Sports start time is 10 p.m., so go watch it on YouTube because it's also free and it's available. So go check that out. The Gals Boys are going to be a part of it, and of course, all of the MLW stars will be there every single week for Fusion. Joe, before you head off, is there anything else you want to put over?
No, I just say, like, all eyes on Saturday. I know there's an anticipation for it. There's been people waiting for it. So all will be revealed on Saturday, and I hope everyone enjoys the show and everyone get behind MLW because, jump on the bandwagon or, get run over.
What if there's someone in the front controlling the music? And they don't, I'm sorry.
Fling them out the car as well.
Joe, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much, guys. An absolute pleasure.
Let's see you next time. Take care.
See you later.
The one and only Joe Coffey, MLW. Check them out, man. That Fusion episode is going to be a lot of fun. And this week we've had a lot of MLW conversations, and each one has been a lot of fun. So shout out to them for offering and setting up these conversations.
Yeah, they're always great. I can't put over their PR and everything enough, because yesterday we were supposed to have Joe on. They apologized. Something got lost in translation, whatever it was. 24 hours later, made it up to us. So, it did not take long to get everything back on track. And anytime I've asked for anybody, it's typically come through, or they always are throwing things out to me, and we're more than happy to make it happen. So yeah, it's great working with MLW. They're a brand that cares about this kind of stuff, and we appreciate that as well.
Yeah. It's always good to sit down and chat with their stars, and obviously when Court jumps on, it's another opportunity for us to ask him absolutely ridiculous questions. And if you're looking for something different to watch in wrestling, then MLW might be the place where you want to see it. Everyone's vying for number 2, right? There is no number 2 promotion, Jeremy. Oh, then again. But yeah, this is fun stuff. If you're looking for more wrestling, or maybe you're looking for a different style of wrestling that is more adept to your proclivities, then go check it out. It'll be fun. Yeah, check them out on the weekend. I see Jules is talking about doing it. I hope everyone gives them a chance. I've given them the chance, and whenever I get to pop in and take a look at MLW stuff, I often enjoy it. So they're on a good run of shows.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the Fusion reboot goes. It's been a while since they've run a show. I think Battle Riot was the last.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that one was live. Honestly, that might have been on a 1 week delay. But I feel like that was the last show that they did. They did the CMLL stuff, which is obviously live on the CMLL channel. But yeah, it's been a while, because they've been kind of putting stuff in the can with everything. But they got a good roster, and again, they're kind to us, and They had some issues for a while. I remember I was the only person tweeting about MLW, and they had the production issues and stuff, and it didn't go well there for a while. But that stuff for the most part has been cleaned up over the years, which is good. Joe was a lot of fun. You guys have controlling the radio. The driver's got to control it.
No, the driver can have a say as to what they want to listen to, but at the end of the day, the driver shouldn't be touching the radio. They should be hands on the wheel and focusing on the road.
Yeah, I focus better on the road when I'm listening to stuff that I want to listen to. You put on some shit that I'm not a fan of, and I'm just it's gonna annoy me to where
it's not about the control of the radio being the passenger seat gets the only say. It's that they are just the ones with the phone in their hand, the aux in their phone, getting queuing things up. They are the setup. They are the assistant to the driver. That is what the passenger seat is doing.
Yeah, and you assist me by when I say, "Hey, put on some Taylor Swift," put on some Taylor Swift.
No, we also have a delegation in the back that get an opinion as well. And if you don't like it, you can also survive.
Then I'm not driving. I'm not driving with you.
You're just gonna pull off to the side and be a child.
Yeah, I'll drive myself.
All right.
I'm not dealing with you people. I gotta control the radio as the driver. I'm sorry. That's just, I guess that's a me thing. I don't know. People in the chat, maybe that's our late poll question for today. Who controls the radio? All right, who controls the radio on car trips? Driver, passenger. We'll go mixture. Passenger includes people in the back, people in the passenger seat, whatever it might be, mixture, a vote of things. There's your options, everybody. Hey, if you're riding with me, I'm sorry. I got control over the radio. If you don't like it, find a different ride. That's all I can tell you.
Joey Janela's in Toronto tonight.
Okay.
He's going to be, he's at Greektown. I'm not allowed at Greektown anymore. No more media at Greektown. That was the whole thing. It's okay. I work for Smash and Mystery anyway, right?
That's true. True. Shucky Ducky saying driver unless passenger is wife. Even my wife, man, like she's
on acid bath. It'll be great.
I know if she's in the passenger seat, like she knows what we're listening to. Like we're listening to what I want to. I usually do a mixture of stuff. I say the Taylor Swift thing is like because I think it's funny, but I got my playlist mix going on. Sometimes that gets me in trouble with the kids and everything. There was the other day, was when we were going to the baseball game. Actually, I had the kids in the car with me, and the last thing I was listening to was some Marshall, and so my immediately when I get into the car, it recognizes my Bluetooth and it like automatically wants to connect to my Bluetooth and everything. So it connects to my Bluetooth, and I immediately recognize that it's an Eminem song, and so I got turned down really quickly, and I did that. I turned it down. No words were said that were harmful or anything. Got there in time to it. It was good. But I did not realize when I plug in my phone to charge it and it like connects to my CarPlay, I didn't realize that's a different audio setting. So I plug it in to the CarPlay and the music pops back up. And the first thing you hear is, "What the fuck, motherfuck?" And I got the kids in the car. And they are not of age for this kind of language. And I just get the tiny one telling me, "Jeremy." And I'm like, my bad. Don't repeat these words. Don't listen to this music. That's me. That's my fault on there. Gotta be better about these things. But I'm controlling the music if I'm the driver. My wife understands that. And when she's the driver, she controls the music. I don't try to put on like Taylor Swift when she's driving. I know she doesn't want to hear that, so I let her listen to whatever she wants to listen to. It was not criminal. It was a brand new dance, is from the new album. So it's not why the passenger controls the aux. That was just it was
distracted. You were distracted.
I wasn't distracted. We hadn't gone anywhere. We were sitting in the driveway still. I was just setting up the music, and I forgot that the last thing I'd listened to was Eminem, and so I just I screwed up. Like that wasn't any type of like distraction or anything. My wife does fight back. Like sometimes, like I got my mixture, my everything mix is what I call it. And like some Kid Rock will play and some Limp Bizkit will play. And like I'll try to I'll turn that shit up because I still fuck with that stuff. And I'll like sing it and everything. She'll be like, "No, we're not listening to this." So like I gotta turn that. If she's like not thrilled with the song, I'll torture her for a little bit and then I'll turn it. But I'm controlling the music. Like, it is what it is. Izzy Dame out here.
No.
My wife is claiming I made her listen to a whole album. A whole album of what?
Gonna guess Taylor Swift?
Well, like she knows that.
Could have been the whole Kid Rock album?
No. I wouldn't have played the whole Kid Rock. No, I wouldn't have played the whole album. There was a couple of songs, but not a whole album.
Yeah, if it's a whole Limp Bizkit album, then I'm fine with that. I understand that.
No, my wife is she's over exaggerating right now. I don't play the whole album. It's an everything mix. Like if it happens to be a couple of songs in a row, then it happens. But she says, "I feel like you've done Devil Without a Cause to me." I feel like you're wrong, baby. She's wow. Adamantly fighting back on this that I did the whole damn album. I've done like the Clips album, but not like Eminem. I've done an Eminem album, but like I don't remember doing like a Limp Bizkit or a Kid Rock album because I know she doesn't like that stuff. So I'm not gonna subject her to like the entire album. I do think it was maybe like 2 songs in a row came up on my mix, which happens sometimes. I don't feel like it was a whole album though.
I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you.
I love doing this with my wife says it was a damn bit for you. All right. Anytime she's just gonna say like you did it as a bit, I can't really argue with that. I was like, yeah, that probably sounds like me.
There we
So
go.
she kind of wins any argument with of like history of retelling stuff of just like with you did it as a bit, and I'm like, shit, I've lost this one because yeah, I probably did do it as a bit. I love doing this as well. With the wife, I was like, do you know who this is? And she's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, this is, so and so. A new Limp Bizkit song actually came on. We were listening to just the radio.
Dad vibes?
And no, it was like I had sex with a country singer or something. Morgan Wallen, like I fucked Morgan Wallen. I legitimately, I think that's the name of the song.
Stop making love to Morgan Wallen. You're
See,
right.
I was close. Yeah. So this song came on the radio, and yeah, I never heard it before. But like Fred Durst has a very recognizable voice, so I heard the voice and I was like, "This is Limp Bizkit." And she's like, "Well, you would know better than I would." And I was like, "No, like this is like a new Limp Bizkit song. This is not like classic Limp Bizkit out here. This is something new." And she's like, "Oh," and then you hit the little like info and it pops up and everything. So yeah, I heard that song. It was fine, I guess. I was the song title threw me off, but it wasn't anything bad or whatever.
I had to go back and listen to it.
You're not gonna listen to it.
I mean, I like Limp Bizkit. What are you talking about?
Do
Hate
you?
Morgan Wallen. Yeah, remember our Morgan Wallen conversation from last year?
Oh, vaguely, yeah. Because we were talking about it was it last year? Because it was
We're all in.
All In. Yeah. They needed to outsell Morgan Wallen. Yeah, I remember that. I've never listened to I could not tell you a single Morgan Wallen song. No idea.
No, neither could I. I was just like, from that moment, I'm like, ugh, Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't know anything about Morgan Wallen. My wife is
Still talking about the album?
Jeremy is making me listen to Kid Rock. I am stuck in a vehicle. Help me. That doesn't mean it's the whole album, though. I don't think it was the whole album.
Have you considered Tuck and Roll?
I don't think it was the whole album. She tweeted this, by the way, December 11th, 2023. We were going to Raw
There you
that
go.
night. Yeah.
But
But
I already was listening to Kid Rock because you were
I
going to a
don't-
WWE show.
That's not proof that it's the whole album. That's just proof that it was at least one song, which I'll fully cop to listening to. There was definitely one time where it was a Midnight Train to Memphis, and I turned that shit up and I was singing the hell out of it and everything. That's a good song. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck Kid Rock, but made some good songs in his days. So I remember listening to that and turning it up and her being like, "You gotta stop." I don't feel like it was a whole album. These are the types of things me and my wife argue about, by the way. We don't argue about shit, but we argue about dumb shit like this. You also did this with Lonely Island. Yes, I did do a Lonely Island album. I made her listen to an entire Lonely Island album. I'm not mad at that one. Lonely Island rules.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that too.
yeah, I will admit that one. I remember that one. I don't feel like I did a full Kid Rock album. I fully did a full Lonely Island album though. So yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Speaking of Raw, saw the ticket prices for Ottawa, and good luck selling that out. They will. They won't sell it out, but they'll lower the prices and more people will get in the door. Ottawa also has an arena that's in the middle of nowhere, so they got that going for them. Speaking of things that are going for people, Clash in Italy is this weekend, and there are going to be 5 matches as per usual. The first 2 matches on the ESPN are big matches. It's going to be Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill for the women's title. Do we expect a new women's champion, or is Rhea Ripley going to retain?
I think Rhea retains.
I also think that Rhea retains. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the undisputed WWE title. I think this one's a little more up in the air for a bunch of people. I am of the belief that Gunther wins. I don't think Cody needs to keep that title for long periods of time anymore. I think that if there's a story for Cody, it's on the chase, and he could kind of back away for a bit. So I'm of the belief that Gunther wins. That's where I'm at.
I think Gunther wins for a number of reasons. One, it feels kind of stupid to give Gunther this entire run of retiring legends, and then you just have Cody beat him because LOL Cody wins when Cody already beat him in 2024 in the King of the Ring. Two, this is an ESPN match, like ESPN legit, not ESPN2 or anything. And I think they want to do a title change to be like, hey, look at this big thing we've done on ESPN to buy ESPN Unlimited to watch the rest of the show. Like, I think they want to do like a big moment on ESPN, like the first title change, world title change, maybe even just general title change. I don't think they did one on the previous shows. The first title change on ESPN is the world title with Gunther and Cody Rhodes.
I don't think they have either. I'm trying to think back to WrestleMania. I don't think either night had title changes. There was the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Penta won. And night one was the multi-person tag.
It was a multi-person tag, and it was Jacob and Drew, so no title there.
title.
And then
Really?
night two,
That was Intercontinental title. That's it.
and Oba and Brock, but
yeah.
that wasn't a title. Yeah.
So there you go. And then at Backlash, it was the U.S. title was the only title in line for the...
Yeah, and Seth and Braun was the other match, and that wasn't a title. So yeah, it would be the first title change. It's a world title. Yeah, I think they want to like make a big deal out of that.
The moments.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
3 matches left so that you can pay your $30, $10 a match. We'll see how long they are. I assume opening up the card for Unlimited will be Oba versus Brock. And this is another one that people are a little bit on the fence about. You can, you can do this one of two ways. Brock wins and you go to a third. Oba wins and it sets up Brock being upset about losing twice. And maybe a new champion being like, how about I put you down for good? Or... I don't know. Everyone's upset because Brock wins, and then he moves on to whatever he's going to do at SummerSlam. Or
yeah.
This to me, it opens it up that Brock wins. They do a third with Oba, but then again, like if Oba wins, then sure he's got 2 over on Brock, but it's not like the winner's going to get Gunther because the King of the Ring winner technically gets the winner of their respective brands. I assume it's going to be the world title. So I don't know how you tell the story to get to Gunther and Brock, but to me, it is that's the SummerSlam match. That's the night one. Not main event. That's the night. Well, no, Gunther Brock. That's the night one main event for SummerSlam.
I mean, I think the way you get to that match is Gunther just calling Brock. If Brock loses this match, is Gunther just calling Brock old and saying like, "You don't have it anymore, dude." And then Brock continues to attack Gunther. Brock's gonna babyface because he's in Minnesota, which, sure. You give Brock a victory. Like, we got a long time until SummerSlam. We're still 2 months away, 3 months away from SummerSlam. So
June starts and it's the beginning of August, isn't it? August 1st and 2nd.
Are you just skipping July?
No, but that's 2 months.
Okay.
Because June is literally
yeah.
Monday.
Okay, fair.
That's my point.
I got you. Okay, still 2 months is a long time to make people forget that Brock lost to Oba twice. You can have Brock beat some people in the meantime. I'm gonna beat Cody. People will be mad about that, but
again, if they put Brock in,
there's no again. Cody he won the feud with Brock.
He won the feud, but Brock still got wins on him. So Cody would
wins.
Yeah,
wins.
It was at least fine. It was a best of 3. He got a win. He also beat the shit out of Cody the first time, so that counts.
I mean, it doesn't, but okay, sure. Yeah, he can just beat Cody. It's fine.
You could have Brock win King of the Ring, but I really do think that is the Roman match for night 2.
Yeah, I think Oba's winning King of the Ring, and they're going to do Oba and Roman. At least I hope.
I think it's Seth. I think Seth wins King of the Ring, and they finally just do Roman and Seth because that's a big match for them, and they think that'll put butts in seats over Oba, which I'd like to say they're wrong, but at the same time, they haven't built anyone over Seth, so Seth and Roman has the story going into it. They can really play on it if they want to go there.
Yeah. I would have Oba win. There's a way to get to Brock and Gunther as the retirement match, even if Gunther's the champion. Again, you got 2 months before SummerSlam. A loss to Oba ain't going to kill that match. Like, it's not. because the fans aren't going to care in 2 months that Brock lost to Oba if he's just going to face Gunther in his retirement match. That's what's going to matter. So, I mean, certain fans like us, we will be like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Why is he getting a title shot coming off of these losses? But again, just have him win, have him get a couple of victories. It's fine. Oh yeah, I assume Brock's going to win this match though. I do. That's really fair. Do.
That's fair. Again, if they're going to go 3, then yes, Brock and Saudi seems like something that could happen because it's Brock and they love him there. That's their favorite thing to do, and he loves getting paid by them there. So that's what I expect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Becky versus Sol for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I assume that will be the cool down match before the main event. At one point I was going to say Sol Ruka's going to beat Becky Lynch, but there's part of me that thinks either they do a schmozz finish or a dirty finish and they run it back again, or Becky wins and Sol looks like an idiot again.
Speaking of people just getting title matches off of not winning anything.
Yeah, there's no reason for this match to exist.
I guess Sol is going to win. I don't think you can do a non-finish 2 straight times for these two.
That's what they're going to do.
I don't think you can do it, which means they probably will, but no, that's extremely stupid if you do back-to-back non-finishes.
They're going to do a screwy Jessica Carr fast count finish.
Can we just get to the Becky and Jessica Carr match, please? Like,
maybe that's what we're going to do in Saudi Arabia, where they absolutely love women's matches.
Just do that match, because this angle has no real payoff to it right now.
It's ridiculous. But again, I feel like that's what it's going to be. It's going to be she does a fast count, and then Becky's going to complain about it, and then we'll go back, run the match back one more time, and then Sol's going to get pinned by Becky.
I don't know if it's going to be like a fast count or anything. I don't know. I think Sol's just going to win. It's
actually very funny. There should be a melee at the top of the ladder, and the briefcase comes falling down, and Jessica Carr catches it. Just like Money in the Bank 2019? Well, 2020.
The first. Oh, right, yeah.
It happened 2020, but then it happened again. There was the Ellsworth thing where he got it, and then he dropped it into Carmella's hands, and then they said, we're going to run it back.
Yeah.
And she still won. But, yeah. Yeah, that'd be very funny. But the whole feud is Becky versus Jess, and it's so silly because she's not a wrestler, except for that one time under a hood in Evolve.
Allegedly.
Anyway, that's kind of what I expect. If they're going to have Sol win, it's going to be with a caveat. And then finally, in the main event, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. It's tribal combat. These two men will beat the shit out of each other, and Roman Reigns will win again.
Maybe Jacob wins.
I mean, listen, they can run it back the following month, but I don't know who else Roman can face. That makes sense. LA Knights.
Yeah. He's got to wait for King of the Ring anyway. So.
Well, he announced it. Did he announce he's in it, or did he just say I'm?
No, I'm saying Roman's got to wait for King of the Ring to, I guess, play out or whatever.
Is he on? Is Roman scheduled for Night of Champions? There was a whole thing about him not being scheduled for Night of Champions.
Yeah, when they released his schedule, Night of Champions wasn't part of that.
Which, kind of get.
But maybe they still got time to potentially add him to this. I think the most interesting play here is Jacob winning and the Usos going with Jacob. That's the most interesting thing.
It's what I've been kind of on about for a little bit. I know others have too. It would make sense for me. I'd like to see it. But that's the card. That's the show. I mean, I think it'll be a fairly fun show. I don't know what else to expect, but myself and Cresta will be doing the post show on Sunday on the main channel. So we'll look forward to talking about the show, and hopefully it's a good one to review. Otherwise, what are we going to do? What are Cresta and I going to do? We're just going to turn it into a TNA post show.
It looks like a good show on paper. They got a lot of star power on this thing. You got Cody, Roman, Brock all on the show. Even Becky, Rhea. You kind of got your, outside of Punk and Danhausen, you got your 5 biggest stars on this show. Honestly, am I missing somebody?
Well, Santino Marella, obviously.
Am I missing somebody of who their biggest stars are? It's those 5, right? Again, outside of Punk's there as well. Dan Haslam will probably show up in some capacity, but those are the 5 that I feel like they have the most equity in. So, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a they're putting a lot into this show, and on paper, like, it looks good. All the matches should be relatively good. I'm I guess looking forward to it. I'll tell you more if I'm looking forward to it on after Saturday, because I'll be dead potentially on Sunday.
Do we know the ticket situation for this show?
Care.
I'm curious. I am curious. I haven't seen anything. I've just seen the announcements because I don't know how they're selling tickets. I don't know. I don't think they're using Ticketmaster.
Okay. I do not care about ticket sales.
I'm curious about it. Once in a while, it's got to be. Once in a while, you gotta think about how many people are in the room.
Does WrestleTix have anything?
No, that's who I was checking, because I don't think they can scrape Ticketmaster, because I don't think tickets are going through Ticketmaster.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is like not surprising at all. The Observer saying Leon Slater was not allowed to break the record for longest X Division champion of all time because the belief is that he'll be leaving TNA for WWE or AEW when his contract expires. Yes, that is because your company can't pay anyone to stick around when other companies are very much willing to pay a lot of money for good talent. This was the thing that set me off in the first place. They could have done the Ring of Honor thing when they realized that they weren't going to outbid AEW and WWE and NXT at the time, and been like, we make the stars of tomorrow, and you could have done that, but instead you went for the laziest thing you could do and be like, let's get title change heat. It was a very TNA thing to do. No one should be surprised by that statement, and if it's the belief, then it's a pretty fucking lazy belief, but it's TNA, so I shouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious when he lost the title that was the reason, is, he's going to go to WWE, so why are we going to give him this record when he's not going to be here for longer than another couple of months? So, sure. It's dumb. Like, just, it's okay if you give him, if he's going to AEW, I mean, especially because they were at that point where it's like, fuck AEW. So if he was going to AEW, I get a little bit more sense into it. But if he was going to WWE and you have this partnership with WWE, is it really that big of a deal if he's the longest reigning champion and then WWE can say on their programming, like, hey, longest reigning TNA X Division champion? Like, I think that makes like him look good. It makes TNA look good. If you think he's going to AEW, then I get their thinking a little bit more. It's still petty and stupid, don't get me wrong, but to play the other side and devil's advocate, this thing, I get the thinking a little bit more. Please don't call me out for saying it's stupid.
It is stupid. It is fucking stupid. I will add the caveat of the F-bomb. It was stupid. I don't know where Leon Slater is going. Obviously, WWE has a lot of interest in him. They wouldn't have brought him in for a Saturday night's main event in December centered around John Cena's retirement. They wouldn't have given him the opportunities that he's gotten and has shined through if it didn't matter that they had interest in him. AEW, obviously, there are a lot of people there who are very aware of his career and very aware of what he's done. And yeah, he would be a boon for them if they signed him. Don't know what they do with him, but I'm not creative. I don't know.
Have him do cool matches.
I mean, the hope is that he'd do cool matches and that he'd move up the card and that he would be treated like a star. It's the one thing that TNA continues to struggle with, is just that they refuse to let go of what they've always thought they were. They've always thought that they are so much bigger than they are, and this is just another example of that. Couldn't build, like, again, and the guy whose record they were going to take it from is a guy who famously talked shit about TNA on the way out, blasted them on the way out, absolutely went out of his way to talk shit about Impact on the way out. What are we doing? What are we doing? And then I was talking about the Champions Challenge, and this is the one thing that I will say. They had all the champions against all the challengers. It was Bear, Bronson and Brian Myers, tag champions. Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Mike Santana. So basically 1 babyface, 4 heels, and they all hate Mike Santana to begin with. But they're all working together to go up against Frankie Kazarian, Eric Young, Elijah, Casey Navarro, and Leon Slater. Okay? A whole pish posh of wrestlers. And Jeremy, do any of those sound like a tag team to you?
Frankie Kazarian and Elijah.
Well, they're not, because they don't like each other, and Elijah is a good guy and Kazarian is a bad guy. And EY already has a title shot. Leon Slater in the middle of the match was announced for the Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. So the whole match, the idea was this year, it was whoever won, if you were a challenger on the men's side and you pinned a champion on the other side, you get the championship match of the person you pinned. So Casey Navarro pinned Mustafa Ali. He gets the international title shot somewhere down the line. They didn't tell you when. I'm fine with that. But I'm also completely like, you got to toss out the fact that Eric Young already has a title shot. You've already got to toss out the fact that Leon Slater is an Ultimate X. There was absolutely no reason for it. And there's no tag team in this match. So Bear, like what happened if someone had pinned Bear or Brian Myers? It's like Elijah pinned them. Now who does he get to? Who's he going to tag?
Why couldn't he just like pick his own partner?
Because well, he could, but who's he going to pick? Because he's got no other stories with no other people. AJ Francis is trying to start a thing, and he already told off AJ Francis. But they're not going to tell that story because God forbid TNA get
he brings back Joe Hendry. Who cares?
They're not going to do it though. That's the whole point. There was nobody.
All right, but you can still make sense of this if you want to.
No, because then you have to make sense of it. It's you, the viewer, has to make sense of this, and not the creative that is supposed to be making sense of the product that you're watching.
Well, they didn't have to make sense of it at all because Bear and Myers didn't get pinned.
Yes, but they shouldn't have been in the match because it's not like they had a fucking tag champion or they had a tag.
Yeah, but what if like one of the tag teams, let's say the Hardys were in the match for some reason. What if like Jeff Hardy pinned Mike Santana? Jeff Hardy gets a title shot.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy gets a world title shot.
Yeah.
That's a TV world title match anywhere in the world. That's great.
Sure. But yeah. Jeff Hardy is like a tag team, though. I think you're overcomplicating.
Jeff has done singles matches.
Okay, but then what if Frankie Kazarian pinned Bear Bronson, even though Frankie Kazarian's partner was not there?
What if Sinner and Saint were in this match instead? Because God forbid you have a tag team going after the tag team titles.
Okay, and then Sinner pins Ali.
Then Sinner would get the international title match, and that's still equally stupid.
Okay, I think that again you're just. I feel like you're looking for a reason to be mad about this.
No, I think I'm looking at a Champions Challenge that was overcomplicated to put a hat on a hat to try and make sense of nothing. Instead of you could have had, I don't know, if the point was Casey Navarro gets the international title match, you've had Ali doing a run of international title challenges. Casey Navarro could have won a bunch of matches and actually gotten the shot without having to pin the champion and make everyone else look ridiculous. The Champions Challenge is lazy, and it's just another proof of more lazy booking from the company.
Okay.
When they did it as 10-on-10 last year and the stakes were literally just the challengers versus the current champions, at least it was a fun PWG style match. This year it's like, we got to add stakes to it. And the stakes nothing made sense because from a psychological standpoint, none of these guys are friends with each other. So it was just a melee. Like it just didn't have.
They don't need to be friends with each other. They're going after titles. It's like, shit, I want to win this. I want to try to earn this title match. You put friendships aside at that point.
No.
It's not like they were friends with each other last year when it was here's the champions and here's the top challengers. Like who was friends in that match?
I'd have to go back and look at who was in the match, but there were more baby faces and heels on the dynamic side than this one. Tell you that much. The women's, they got at least a little smarter with it, but they also only have 3 champions to go with. Once again, the Elegances are great, but God forbid there be another Knockouts tag team for them to feud with because they were in the match for the most of it. And then it was Zaya Brookside, Elena Black, and Mara Sade. Laying Lee was on the other side of this. It was all just to get Zaya Brookside a match against Laying Lee because that's who she pinned. But who's going after the Knockouts tag titles? It's only Mara Sade and whatever her triumvirate is.
I feel like you're being overly critical.
Yeah, and everyone on Santana's team hates him, but he didn't get pinned.
The match in 2024 was
even worse.
I don't know if there was one in 2025. I'm just found. I don't remember who the hell the world champion was at this time in 2025. So
25 was Trick.
Oh, and then Trick wasn't in it because.
Yeah.
I couldn't find that. The match in 2024 was a 16-person match because they had the women as part of that as well.
So it was a 16, not a 10.
Yeah. This is a whole hodgepodge of nonsense here.
Yeah, it was nonsense. It didn't have any reason to exist.
I much prefer what they did this year than just like, hey, let's just put all the champions together in this one little match out here. Were Matt Hardy and Ryan Nemeth the tag team champions? Why are they on the same team here?
Oh, did they tape this one in Canada?
No, it was in Albany, New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was Jeff?
I don't know. This looks awful. This year makes sense to me. All right, you're gonna do Champions Challenge. Here's your champions. Get a group of all-stars as the challengers, and then somebody can earn a title shot off of this. Like, it's pro wrestling. I really think you are being mad about this. I understand, like, you're legitimately like upset about it, and like you don't think it makes a whole lot of sense, but
no, it doesn't. It's
I think that this is like fine pro wrestling trope type of thing. Honestly,
incredibly lazy.
I think it's fine.
I think it's incredibly lazy.
Okay, all right.
What were they going into? 5.
I have no idea. Again, this seems way worse than last year, which you were trying to defend as making more sense.
No.
What do you mean no? You literally were.
Hold on. I'm looking at something. Trying to figure out why Jeff wasn't there at the time. And it has to be that they were going into Canada. It had to be. It's the only reason I can think of.
Okay, sure.
That's the only reason that they ever split up the Hardys in those situations.
All right.
Because now I'm just curious as to why it was Ryan Nemeth and not Jeff. Was Jeff still with AEW at that point?
Then Matt and Ryan weren't the tag team champions.
No, they were not.
Ryan Nemeth has never held any other title but the tag team title.
Yeah.
So why is he on the champions team?
He's not on the champions team. He's not. I'm looking at the graphic. Moose, Jordan Grace, Mustafa Ali, Edward Edwards.
Who were the champion?
The tag champions were Myers and Edwards.
Okay, then who's the world champion on that team then? Because the other team this looks like, again, it's a hodgepodge because Jordan Grace, Laredo Kid, Masha, Ali, and the System. Was Moose the world champion?
Yeah, Moose was the world champion. What did Laredo Kid have?
Yeah, it's a hodgepodge. Moose was not the world champion at this time.
It was the digital media championship that Nemeth may have been going after.
Okay.
No, maybe not. Oh, Jesus Christ.
See, you tried to defend this as making more sense. This doesn't make any sense.
No, it didn't make sense, but at least it wasn't for a fucking title or a title match.
This doesn't make any sense.
It was just the champions against their challengers.
This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think Laredo Kid was the digital media champion.
Digital media champion.
Yeah. All right, well, here you go. They didn't have a real tag team in this thing.
Well, they did, because technically it was Ryan Nemeth and Matt Hardy.
That's not a real tag team.
Did they hold the tag titles once upon a time?
Together? No.
Well, they've had it together.
Otherwise, Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young are your tag team. They've held the tag titles once upon a time.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Okay, so there. Now the match is defensible.
No, it's not. The point is, it was a lazy match to put on.
I'm Team Matt Hardy after this conversation.
Have fun. Go enjoy that. I'm sure there's a referee podcast that you can go watch.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
Did you? Jesus fucking Christ. Love it when people who don't actually know what's going on have an issue with what's going on.
Very funny. Very funny. I recounted their story and I'm like,
Yeah. The guy who has met me multiple times suddenly doesn't know who I am. Isn't that great? The guy who has fed me information multiple times suddenly doesn't know who I am. Ryan Lambert saying Ryan Nemeth is the best Hardy brother. If anyone found that out. That was the part that annoyed me most. I'm not putting up with that bullshit. Ryan Nemeth is in fact the best Hardy brother. And Collision is this weekend on Saturday. It's going to be Hazuki and Maya World with Persephone on commentary. Hazuki, of course, pulled from her Stardom appearances this weekend so she could do this match, and presumably her Owen Hart Cup tournament match on Wednesday. I had to guess that she's here for that, right?
Say that again. Sorry.
Hazuki's been pulled from the Stardom matches this weekend. I assume that she's going to do the one on Saturday, and in addition, do her Owen Hart tournament match on Wednesday.
Maybe. I mean, that would give 2 Owen Hart women's tournament matches on Wednesday. That seems like a lot. I don't know if Persephone's like cleared because Persephone's doing commentary, but can she wrestle?
Is it Hazuki and Persephone?
Yes, that's why Persephone's on commentary.
I don't know, man. Maybe Maya World's the wild card, and that's what we're just waiting for. And it's actually Persephone and Maya World in the final, and they're just doing some foreshadowing. The women's tag titles are on the line in a 5-minute.
I'm not selling that.
The women's tag title 5-minute challenge. It's an eliminator match. Ty J fight versus the Divine Dominion. Are they going to go 5 minutes with Ty J? Are they going to survive Ty J, the Divine Dominion?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 5 minutes.
Wow. TLD. It's going to be their first one. I think they're going to go 4:59. That's what I hope.
Oh.
I am not reading the bracket. I'm just going to assume that it's going to be what I said it is. And the trios titles are on the line. Did you know that AEW has trios titles? The Conglomerate Dude are going to take on Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta, the Don Callis C team.
Yeah.
That's what's been announced for Collision this week.
I'll watch what I need to watch of this show. More important things on Saturday. I am looking forward to the AAA show. I probably won't watch that live. I shouldn't even say. I know I'm not going to watch that live because there's a pretty important basketball game on Saturday that my attention will be to. I'll watch Collision after the fact. I'll watch AAA after the fact, and if I'm still alive, could be dead.
Mask versus Mask. Who's going to win?
Oh, Grande Americano.
Me too. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be shocked if Kaiser doesn't win.
I think it'd be very funny if Cable won.
I'd be very surprised if Kaiser doesn't win. Like this whole thing, like you ain't taking the mask off that dude. That's the biggest star in the company right now. Like you ain't taking the mask. My beautiful wife just walked in. Hi. Are you still wrong about the playlist, by the way?
I'm not. It was going to Cleveland. I know that for a fact.
You're still wrong.
Gable should win because Kaiser is such a beautiful, beautiful man.
Nah, it's gonna be Kaiser. I mean, I don't disagree. Kaiser is a beautiful man, but yeah, I think Kaiser's gonna win this thing, and then he's gonna face Dom for the mega title at Triple Mania. That's probably where they're going after.
Well, he's got the Rey de Reyes sword as well, right?
Did he win that? Yeah,
he won that. So technically, he gets the title match.
Okay, well he's okay. So you're not gonna take the mask off of him, regardless. Like he's winning this thing, and then he's facing Dom at Triple Mania. I don't care how you get there, whether it's he's owed the title shot or he wins this match and he gets the title shot. He's getting that title shot. Does he have the Rey de Reyes? I guess he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he not get the title shot off that? That shit was in March. Like.
Doesn't really matter.
Has he not gotten his title shot off of that?
I don't think he has.
I got to ask my wife a question. One second, I'm gonna mute myself.
Wow. Okay. I think the best way that this match should go over is Kaiser wins, and Gable takes off the mask, and then as he's taking off the mask, the Kaiser's girlfriend comes in the ring, and they have a very passionate makeout session while the crowd chants, "That's too much. That's too much." And then Kaiser goes into the crowd and gets into altercations with all of them one by one. That's the way I would do it. Jules, I hope you have fun at WrestlePro. I hope you enjoy the MJF Pat Buck match. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really good one. So let us know what it was like. I'm sure there will be pictures and videos. And if you want to send some of those, if you do take any pictures and videos, send them to us in the Discord, and we can pass them along. We can use some of those for shorts and whatnot. But I hope you have a good time. If you make it and you tell us about it, we'd love to hear about it.
Have fun, Jules. Have fun.
Yeah, Kaiser and Andrea just start making out real heavy in the ring at the end of the show. And the
They
crowd
did. They didn't make out heavy in the ring, but you saw they like visited the mural,
Yes.
and they were kissing in front of that, and I was just like,
There were more photos, but they couldn't make it on the timeline.
and this, they rule. I mean, Kaiser rules. They don't beat up people in the streets, but man, that dude's so over. Bless him.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do the wrap ups.
What was your moment of Thursday, Joel?
Oh boy, Santino Marella had a match, and that match happened. And oh boy, that was the moment. It wasn't my moment, but it was theirs. And boy, TNA.
Mine was the Champions Challenge match, which made a ton of sense because you had the champions going up against top challengers from across multiple divisions, and the winner, if one of the challengers won, got a championship match. This made a whole lot of sense, and credit to TNA for putting this together.
Where's Danny Luna? Where is Danny?
I don't even know what to respond.
What is this?
I don't know. I'm blocking Louis again.
Oh, this was the yeah, because I had talked about it on my post show.
Oh yeah, what'd you say? I don't watch your show.
I said what I said. What I've said a lot of what I've already said here, and it just
Okay. I was like, don't do this of like go back and watch the show. Just tell
No,
me. Come on, Dave.
No, go back and watch the show. No, there's not much to say. It's a lot of what I've already said. You know, respect Matt, have conversation offline, and his opinion about a subjective art form is totally his own, and he can be as connected or caring about his opinion as he wants. But I had mine. I put the match over for the fact that it drew and what it was there for, but it wasn't my match. It was never going to be my match. It wasn't a match that was going to have a great amount of work and story mixed in. It was going to be all one thing, and that is, you know, just putting it bluntly, some older dudes doing a nostalgia tag match.
Oh.
Yep. I was very fair. I was very honest.
I believe you.
Yeah. And I put it to bed on my side publicly. And I said anything else that follows will be private.
Matt hasn't tweeted anything in a couple of days, so hopefully he's done with it as well.
I think whatever got through all this got through a system. So
Yeah.
we'll revisit when he's ready.
I hope more podcasts dedicate more time to it, though.
Imagine trying to talk about it and knowing absolutely fuck all about it.
That killed me. But as I said in our group chat, like I'm spending more than 0 seconds on what you have to say.
1, 2, 3. You're done. That's it. You only need 3 seconds.
No. Like I've instigated a little bit, and I've done way less than I probably could have. I want to be nice to Joel over this. Like I've said some stuff and nothing like bad or anything, but I've instigated a little. I've even tried to help out, be behind the scenes of things as much as publicly I have instigated a little bit, but. Nah, I'm not gonna tweet at Matt and be like, "Hey, do you think Joel is still stupid?" And like, have you heard from Joel? That'd be very mean. And as much as I dislike Joel, I do like Joel, so I don't want to continue. I truthfully don't want to continue this because I think it's very stupid, and people do need to move on from it. So I really don't want to continue this.
This was still my favorite.
Yes. That was hilarious when I was talking about it yesterday. I was like, oh, the shit you watch with the storytelling that I'm sure you loved on Sunday. I'm like, well, yeah, the show on Sunday did rule. So,
Very good.
But like, trust me, Joel is not the guy who is going to be like, yeah, AEW is the greatest brand in the world and tells all these amazing stories. Joel hates everything equally.
I do. I'm an equal opportunity hater. And the only reason that I'm at a bunch of AEW shows now is because they approve.
They're in Canada.
They're in Canada. I go to Canadian shows. I support Canadian talent. I'm there to be, you know, and I ask questions, and some of the questions make people upset, and I don't really give a shit. So that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, It's
I thought so. I couldn't get it in time, and then this is legitimately what went through my head though. But I couldn't get it in time, and I'm not gonna do it now because I feel like again I don't want to like continue the bit. I was gonna get an "I'm with stupid" shirt, and the arrow would be pointing that way at Joel, so I would wear it when I would podcast with Joel.
Knowing you would have picked the wrong direction, and because of the
Oh no! I would have like framed. I would have made sure that like it was good. No. Come on now. Like, yes, I'm also stupid, but you got to give me some credit that like if I'm gonna commit and like do a bit, I'm gonna make sure the bit works out in the proper way here. So yeah, I was gonna already figure out like how to frame it up with that and everything. So yeah, maybe I should just write a shirt. I got enough white shirts. I could dispose of one. I'll just write it on there and do it.
This is very true. My questions are stupid.
True.
Yeah, just watch all of my interviews. But when you do, also like send money. So at least I know how much you hate our stuff. It is Friday. Do you have the things you need for your Friday endeavors?
Maybe.
All right. It's usually starts with a video with someone telling someone else to go F themselves.
Well, first, the results of our poll question. Who controls the radio on car trips? Oh, look at Joel swaying things late.
You're welcome.
Here. I'm on my burner account. Otherwise, I would. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna log in just to get the vote on my side here.
You gonna go to the Fightful one?
No. I have like my actual account.
Your actual,
Yeah. There we go. All right. I've voted to sway things. 5988. I have no idea why it's 5988. Oh, well, whatever. Results of our poll question. Who controls the radio on car trips? 19% are incorrect in saying the passenger. 33% say a mixture, which I can sort of maybe understand, and 48% correctly say the driver controls the radio.
48% of you clearly don't drive.
No.
Or have issues with control.
No. All right. I do have the. It is Friday. Everyone knows what that means.
Mono, the final boss. And here we go. This is how good.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
So it is actually another Friday where I gotta be a parent, and that means we once again have... I don't know. I once again asked my wife to bring me, some milk. And last week she brought me like the glass, but it was like almost full. And this week I was like, can you bring me milk again? And she decided to go with
She's getting
this.
Back at you. She is getting back at you.
Yeah, this is the playlist thing of like, see, this is why you made me listen to Kid Rock. And so now you have to go with this whole thing of milk. She was very kind and brought me an Oreo chaser, a couple of Oreos, so I can at least have that. But as is tradition, we'll down this whole glass of milk. It's just gonna keep. It's like the bit where like it keeps getting like more and more. Next week it's gonna be the full thing. The week after that it's gonna be like in a tumbler that I'm gonna have to drink out of.
She'll give you the full jug in a few weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna be chugging more and more. I'm gonna look like Kurt Angle. I'm gonna have to like spill it all over myself because it feels like kind of difficult to chug this much milk. So and here we go.
Got some milk chugging ASMR for the people.
Yeah. Do have some Oreos.
Oh man.
All right, says we do have pitchers. If I do that, I'd have to like go outside. That's a waste of milk though. Like I don't want to like Steve Austin, Kurt Angle this thing. Like I actually like milk. I don't want to again waste it in that way. So I did it though. I'm a man of the people, I guess, or nothing.
You're a man
A little
of people.
Oh.
What else? We're good. We what have we accomplished today? I guess I'm going to start first because your mouth is full. We accomplished that MLW is coming back on Saturday. Joe Coffey loves his coffee black. And if you ask me, the Champions Challenge still made no sense, and Jeremy Lambert's just an instigating liar and a thief. And don't you dare try to rebut.
A thief?
Yes, a thief of intellectual properties.
What?
Exactly. Hard worker, though. Can't take that away.
The biggest thing we accomplished today is that Joe really hates TNA and will find any reason to hate on TNA.
Just don't know this business, buddy. I just don't understand this business, I guess. Yep, it's true. I'll just go back to my job at Mystery Wrestling and my job at Smash Wrestling.
What is mukbang? I'm very scared of this word.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. It doesn't. I mean, it's not gross, but it is gross. It's not vulgar. How about that? People eating copious amounts of food for long periods of time as fast as they can.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Usually,
I thought it had something to do with like swallowing white stuff or
no.
something.
I mean, sometimes they do. Depends if they're having rice or dumplings. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
we're back on Monday for Main Channel Monday. It's also my
Oh shit!
yeah,
My funeral is on Monday. Everybody,
my birthday as well.
my funeral is way more important than your birthday.
Well, we can hope that you're still here on Monday. If not, SB3 will be
It's
here.
not up to me.
It's true.
Not up to me.
To a bunch of stupid millionaire people who put balls in their hands.
It's up to the fucking MVP of the league who is sucked in this series.
We'll see how it goes. But for now, there's a weekend full of wrestling out there. There's a weekend full of stuff for you to do. Go outside, enjoy it if you can. We'll be back Monday. Like I said, Main Channel. And we'll have some fun. So,
Oh, wait. Sorry. I
ahead.
know we're going to wrap up. I'm sorry.
how dare you?
R.I.P. Claude Lemieux.
Yes.
That was very tragic that came across the timeline yesterday. Claude was a big part of the Avs Stanley Cup in 1996. You know, we had Darren McCarty on the show, and him and Claude famously did not get along during that time. That was the big rivalry, the Red Wings and the Avalanche, and certainly it was Claude's hit that kind of started all of that. So he was a pain in the ass to play against. If he was on your team, you absolutely loved him, and I absolutely loved him when he was on the Avalanche. He was he was a great player. I mean, for the Avs, but really any team he played for. And it was even sadder because he did the torch for Game 3 with Montreal and Carolina. So like it was just days ago that he was like at a prominent NHL game and being highlighted and stuff. And then days later he passed away. So yeah, that was tragic coming across the timeline last night. But yeah, so RIP Claude Lemieux. I just wanted to get that out there. Sorry to cut you off on everything.
No, you're fine. We send our love to his family and to those who were fans of his and those who watched him play the game and kept track of him after his time in the NHL. He, like you said, he had just carried the torch in for the Habs game, and it really was shocking to see someone who was just on TV and looking good doing something like that to suddenly find that he's gone, and it's sad. So we do send our best to friends and family and fans of Claude Lemieux. That was a big shock yesterday. So yeah, no, it's a good way to that is a nice way to end the show. We hope everyone enjoys the weekend. Hug the people you love, and go enjoy yourselves this weekend. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we'll see you Monday, Main Channel. Take care.